dine with us on the bus. Well, this is a Cotswolds diner. It's a diner right on the highway. You can climb in, hop in, have a quick meal, and then continue with what you're doing. I'm supposed to go to the Secret Cottage. It's a 400-year-old cottage, so it's kind of a bit indoor. You have to find it, but the road here ahead is closed, so we're going to take a detour. Hopefully those guys let me in. Ooh, cows, 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 cows.
Century.
16th century.
Yeah. Probably about 1580. It's one of the earliest houses in the village.
So people who don't know, whom I've not introduced yet, that's Becky, and she is the one behind the whole concept of Secret Cottage. And Becky, I googled a lot about the Secret Cottage, and as you mentioned, it's 400 years old.
400 years old. Yeah.
Ideally, the first thing I would do is take a selfie with the cottage.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful, and thank you so much for having me here. Actually,
it's a pleasure. It's lovely to have you here.
And I was reading that that you also do like traditional tea with scones.
We do. We've recently started. Well, not so recently. We've been doing tours of the Cotswolds, and because we know the area so well, we take tourists to hidden villages that perhaps they have never even heard of or seen on the map. But they're quite unique tours because we bring them inside the cottage as well. They come in for morning coffee and pastries, lunch. And
okay, lunch as well.
Yeah, and they have a traditional cream tea in the afternoon, which they love.
And which is very British, I guess.
Yeah, scones and clotted cream. And
I'll be very true with you. The whole setup is somehow reminding me of Alice in Wonderland.
Well, it is. It's like, strangely enough, tourists have been in the lane and they've literally said it's like fairyland.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because there aren't any modern houses in the village.
So it was. So it took me a while to actually get here to try and figure out where it is. So if somebody had to come here, so Morton and Marsh is the station.
Yeah, we basically collect them from the station in Morton and Marsh and return them there in the afternoon.
So Becky, do we get a taste of the traditional cream tea?
Definitely.
With some scones?
Definitely, and lots of clotted cream.
Okay, so all my greed is being fulfilled here. Lots of clotted cream, scones and cream tea. So Becky, let's go in and...
Fantastic, come on in. Brilliant.
Yeah, but this is so pretty. It's the way it's done, the wood, the seats, the kitchen. It's also traditional, as in...
And of course, because the Aga gives out so much heat, it makes it really cosy.
So what is exactly an Aga?
Well, basically, it's the only form of cooking that we have in the house here. It's this lid here, for example. This is the hottest one. So if you want to boil a kettle, you put it on there and it boils pretty quickly. If you want something not quite as hot, you use this one. So if you want to simmer some milk or a sauce or something, you use this one here.
This is called Aga.
An Aga, yeah.
And what generates the heat in this? Is there coal? Is there wood?
Oil.
Oh, oil.
Yeah, we have an oil tank.
It's got 4 sections. You can get a 2-door one, and it's got 3 panels on the top where you can do different forms of cooking. So Becky, I must say you've got a lovely kitchen, and I love that AGA oven and the cooking range. But I see that you've already done some prepping for scones here.
Absolutely, yeah. They don't take very long.
And
they should be cold.
Yeah, they are cold by now.
They're cold by now.
So, in short, if I had to make scones back home, what all ingredients do I need?
Simple, really. Just eggs, flour, sugar, baking powder, milk. Just mix it all together. They really take...
A bit of butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all these ingredients, we kind of get them together and pop them in the agar for 10 minutes.
10-15 minutes.
So what's left to do now?
Well, simple, really. All you do is just slice it in half, and the vital ingredients are the very thick clotted cream, Cornish usually.
Wow. So Cornish clotted
Cornish
cream.
clotted cream.
So
Not very healthy, but delicious.
Wow.
Sort of massive blob of that on there, and essential.
Wow. That's a lot of clotted cream.
I'm afraid we like clotted cream on ours. Dollop of jam.
Ooh.
And that's it, really.
Why is this whole meal called a cream tea?
Well, really, all it is a pot of tea and scones with clotted cream and jam.
Let's have a tea party.
Fantastic.
Let's go to the garden. So Becky, time for a tea party.
Wonderful.
Yay! I wish all my friends were here, but they have all the rights to be jealous at this point of time. So we are drinking Earl Grey.
Earl Grey.
Wow. Well, I'm going to add a bit of milk. So, okay, I'm going to add a bit of sugar. Do you take sugar?
No.
Cheers.
Cheers. Enjoy it.
To make this into a cream tea, the delicious and pretty looking scones that you've prepared.
So have you tried scones with?
The scones that you made again are perfect. The ratio of sugar and flour, so they're not very dry or not,
It's the cream that really makes them, isn't it?
So the experience is phenomenal. Becky, thank you so much for having me at the Secret Cottage.
Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure.
This cream tea experience,
Fantastic.
if you're in UK, you must come.
Wonderful.
So there's a secret door in the Secret Cottage. Two guineas, sodas, wines, Pims. Oh my god, Pims. I love Pims. This is the most secretive cellar I have ever visited. Right under the dining table.